The South African Revenue Service, which oversees the country's customs and border management, is facing a significant financial shortfall of R4.3 billion. This shortfall emerges as government funds allocated for border protection have dwindled significantly, raising concerns about the country's ability to safeguard its territorial integrity and manage its borders effectively. This financial gap has been attributed to a range of economic pressures, policy decisions, and shifting priorities within the South African government. In 2020, the Border Management Authority was established under the auspices of SARS to streamline border control processes and combat illicit activities such as smuggling and human trafficking. The authority was designed to unify various government departments under a single structure, making it easier to manage South Africa's 72 official land, air, and maritime ports of entry. However, since its inception, the BMA has struggled to secure sustainable funding. By 2023, the authority required R10 billion to function optimally, but was allocated only R5.7 billion in government funding, leaving a significant shortfall. The financial strain on SARS and the BMA is compounded by the rising costs associated with border management. South Africa's borders with Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Eswatini, and Botswana span thousands of kilometers, much of which is porous and susceptible to illegal crossings. In 2022 alone, it was reported that over 14,000 illegal immigrants were intercepted attempting to cross these borders. The need for modern surveillance equipment, trained personnel, and infrastructure maintenance has further escalated costs. For instance, in 2021, the deployment of additional border guards cost the government an estimated R250 million, while maintaining and upgrading border fences in Limpopo and Mpumalanga required R450 million. The funding shortfall has also affected operations at critical border posts like Beitbridge, which is the main gateway between South Africa and Zimbabwe. Beitbridge handles approximately 60% of the country's trade with its northern neighbors, processing over 1,200 trucks daily. Delays caused by inadequate staffing and infrastructure at the post have resulted in economic losses estimated at R6 billion annually, as goods fail to reach their destinations on time. Similarly, the OR Tambo International Airport, a key entry point for cargo and passengers, has faced logistical challenges due to reduced resources for customs inspections. The situation has also drawn criticism from various stakeholders. The South African Chamber of Commerce and Industry has warned that the inability to protect borders and efficiently manage trade could deter foreign investment. Meanwhile, security experts have highlighted the risks associated with unprotected borders, particularly in the context of transnational crime and terrorism. In 2023, the Southern African Development Community identified South Africa as a major transit hub for illicit drugs, with cocaine seizures at the Durban and Cape Town ports increasing by 35% compared to the previous year. Efforts to address the shortfall have included proposals to involve the private sector in border management. One such initiative, launched in 2023, involved partnerships with logistics companies to fund improvements at key trade corridors. However, these initiatives have been criticized for lacking transparency and excluding smaller stakeholders. Furthermore, civil society groups have called for greater accountability in government spending, citing instances where funds earmarked for border security were allegedly misused. In one high-profile case in 2022, an investigation revealed that R200 million allocated for border fencing was spent on substandard materials, leading to calls for stricter oversight. The economic ramifications of the shortfall are far-reaching. South Africa's total trade value for 2023 was projected to reach R2 trillion, but inefficiencies at borders threaten this figure. Additionally, the inability to prevent illegal crossings has placed further strain on the country's public services, including healthcare and education, as undocumented migrants often rely on these resources. The government's decision in October 2024 to reallocate R1.5 billion from border security to social welfare programs has sparked a heated debate about balancing national security with social needs. President Cyril Ramaphosa, addressing the issue in November 2024, acknowledged the challenges faced by SARS and the BMA but emphasized the importance of fiscal discipline in a constrained economy. The National Treasury has committed to reviewing the funding model for border management in its upcoming 2025 budget, with discussions underway to seek additional funding from international partners such as the African Union and the United Nations. However, critics argue that relying on external support undermines South Africa's sovereignty and long-term planning capabilities. The R4.3 billion shortfall is a stark reminder of the complex interplay between economic constraints, governance, and national security. As the government grapples with limited resources and growing demands, the ability to protect South Africa's borders and facilitate trade effectively remains a critical test of its leadership and strategic vision. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates.